Hello everyone! It's Christmas and also the end of 2024 already. How did we get here? Hello my beautiful bookish besties, welcome back to my channel. My name is Liv if you're new here, and this is the Christmas vlog. I could not be more excited that Christmas is right around the corner. When I'm filming this, I think we are almost 12 days out, 13 days out from Christmas, and I'm kind of in denial. Your girl needs to get on the Christmas presents. I need to get on my Christmas books reading. I need to get on all my movie watching. Like, there is so much I feel like I need to do to get into the holiday spirit. As you may know, because I've said before, the end of this year has just been so weird. I've been in this weird funk where I just don't have motivation to film or do anything, but I can gladly say I feel like because Christmas is coming, it has revived my spirit of reading and just the love of filming and talking to you guys. So I'm very excited for this vlog. As you can see, I already have my tree decorated. We put it up a little bit later this year because I feel like this year threw a lot of people off. Thanksgiving was like the very last week of November, and typically you have like another half week or a full week after Thanksgiving. I feel like a lot of us are scrambling for presents or we're late on decorating. So I went ahead and I threw the tree up. We didn't do a decorate with me this year. I just want to fully embrace the coziness of the season, and filming and decorating at the same time can be a lot at times. So I do have my tree up, I do have my decorations up, because in this video we're gonna see how many Christmas books I can read technically before Christmas or a couple days before Christmas, because I want you guys to see this video before Christmas comes. I do have quite a few books on my radar that I want to talk about. I'm really in the mood to read a bunch of like festive novellas and see how many I can get through. So I do have a TBR for this video, of course. Starting us off with Stephanie Garber's Spectacular. This book has been highly anticipated by a lot of people, including me, because I literally just finished finale. I actually finished it just last week, so everything is very fresh in my mind. I think it's going to be interesting to see how she jumps back into this world after I think 5 or 6 years of finishing the Caraval series. This book is beautiful. You guys have probably already seen it before, but there's illustrations on almost every single page, and the narration actually has music and sound effects, and look how stunning this is. Like, this book I know has to be at least 4 stars just because of how beautiful it is. So if you also have read the Caraval series, I'm sure you are very excited to pick this one up if you haven't already. Another book that I actually have to read because it's for my Patreon book club is The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Ali Carter. I have wanted to pick up an Ali Carter book for quite some time now. I think she used to have a middle grade series, and she also wrote Legally Blonde, which I almost read last year, but I felt like this was finally the perfect time to pick up a book by her because it's Christmas and this cover is so much fun. All I know about this is I believe it's set in an English countryside at like an estate. Our two main characters are both writers, and they're not exactly certain why both of them are being flown to her favorite author's estate. So I think this is going to be really fun. I believe the author who owns the estate is actually a cozy mystery writer, so I think this is going to be super fun. I obviously know there's some type of murder involved. I believe this is also inspired by Agatha Christie as well, so I'm very excited. I've been seeing non-stop good things all over Goodreads and booktube, so I just know that this one is not going to disappoint. So we're aiming for all 5 stars here, including a book that I know I am also going to give 5 stars. That is Christmas with a Crank by Courtney Walsh. Every single year I start off my year by reading Courtney Walsh's new holiday romance, and I really hope she never stops writing these Christmas stories. Across Country Christmas still today holds as my favorite Christmas book of all time. Just in general, yes, it is a romance, but it's also so much more than that. And I don't know much about this one. I believe he potentially might take over the Christmas tree farm. I think this is Grumpy Sunshine because, you know, Christmas with a Crank. So other than that, I don't know much of anything, but I know this is gonna be full of holiday cheer, festive vibes in typical Courtney fashion. I'm sure there's gonna be some swooning moments, some cute moments, and I just love the depth that she takes her stories to, so I'm very excited for this one. I also have a little novella that my friend Rachel loved last year, Would Not Shut Up About, and I'm obsessed with this cover. That is A Holiday by Gaslight, a Victorian Christmas novella by Mimi Mack. Matthews. I've never read anything by this author. Yes, it's very tiny. It's less than 200 pages, but this cover is so Christmassy. I'm completely obsessed. I literally don't know anything about this whatsoever. It just says a courtship of convenience, a last chance for love. And I don't think I've ever read a Christmas specific Victorian book. So I feel like this story is just gonna break up a lot of like the modern day romances I have. So I'm really excited about this one. I think I might end up getting the audio for this because I've also heard the audio is really good. Also aiming for a 5-star here because I trust my friend Rachel. Two other books I currently have my eye on that I'm hoping I can get to in this video, but we shall see. I've really been dying to read Everyone This Christmas Has a Secret by Benjamin Stevenson. I've only read the first book, Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone, but apparently you don't have to read any of his books like in order. I do know there's little cameos kind of sprinkled throughout, but this is a very short Christmas novella. I think the audiobook is 5 hours. I just love how matter-of-fact his humor is. I love his narration style, and I love how he always keeps you guessing right up until the end. I've been eyeing this one for quite some time, but I did see it in the bookstore and I was like, no, I'm not gonna pay $25 for a very, very thin Christmas novella. So I do have this one on audio queued up on Everand, so that is probably where I will listen to it. And then I also have My December Darling, which is a book I've seen circulating for a long time now. I've never read a Lauren Asher. I've heard she's kind of spicy, which isn't really my jam, but my friend Kendall said this is her favorite Christmas romance that she has read so far this year. She said it even topped Courtney Walsh, which kind of blew me away because I feel like Courtney just can't be topped when it comes to Christmas books. So I am very intrigued by this one. I do know it does take place at a hospital. I think our main characters are doctors or nurses or something potentially. But in regards to plans for this video, just in general, I'm going to be baking some cookies. We're going to be wrapping some presents. I have a Patreon movie night. We're actually doing a readathon this weekend. I also am on this huge kick of making bookmark charms, which I think I've shown you guys kind of how I make these in previous videos, but these are the ones that I made recently. I have this Christmas tree loop one that I made, as well as this dangly one with the light on it, and I'm kind of obsessed. I've also made a snowflake one, and I think I've made about 5 more of these. Like, I am on this huge kick of making these bookmarks, so I think I'm going to be making some more in this video for gifts potentially. But this video is going to be the coziest at-home vlog per usual. I just want to focus on reading a bunch of cozy Christmas books instead of worrying about everything else that I have to do, because this is the season to rest, relax, recharge, and I'm just so excited Christmas is here. I'm so excited you guys are watching this video. I hope you're having the best holiday season. So let's just go ahead and get this party started, because I think I'm going to start with the Allie Carter book. Okay friends, I am back with the reading update. And before I start talking about this, I want you to guess which one of these books I gave a 5-star and which one of these I gave a 2-star. Because this reading journey, this reading vlog has really taken an interesting turn. We're gonna start on a good note. So this book was absolutely phenomenal. What I did not know about this book is, as most of you know, there was a time when Agatha Christie actually disappeared and people didn't know where she was. In this book, we have the author that disappears. So there was huge inspiration drawn from that concept, which I loved, and I really don't know how I want to rate this still. It's like kind of like a 4.5 in my head. This was the formula for a perfect Christmas read, especially for a perfect read for me specifically. It was heavier on the romance than I was expecting, so my only complaint is we get introduced to all these characters at this estate, but we don't really get to know them very well, so we don't really have enough time to be invested in why potentially some of these people could be a suspect and want to harm the author, Eleanor. So I feel like that part was definitely a little bit lacking. I feel like this was a lot heavier on the romance than I was expecting, but that's not necessarily a bad thing because the romance to me was done really well. This was not spicy at all, and what I really did love about this is these two characters knew each other previously, so we have a past and a present timeline, and I loved how they joked with each other and were like, oh, remember back when? That's when I started having feelings for you type of situation. This book was also really suspenseful, which is what I liked. Every chapter was a cliffhanger, and we also had kind of mixed media where if you listen to the audio, there are actual kind of like sound effects, but they're actually being interviewed by a police officer, and it sounds like a recording of some type, and I love mixed media and mystery thrillers specifically, so that was also another perfect element of this story that I really loved. I did call kind of early on who I suspected had to do with the author's mysterious disappearance. I love the way it wrapped up. It definitely didn't take away from my experience with reading this whatsoever. Oh my gosh, I just wanted this to be longer, and I feel like that's the thing about Christmas reads for me. It can be a huge hit or a miss. I feel like there's always something that doesn't quite make it 5 stars for me. I really don't know what it was, but this book has something for everyone, especially if you love Knives Out, if you love Agatha Christie, you have all the festive kind of decorations. This will 100% be a book that I reach for every single year and obviously recommend. I also can't wait to pick up more of her books now. So yeah, I'm very excited because this could potentially put me on a path to like finding another favorite author. Now, Spectacular, on the other hand, was not spectacular. And I was not expecting to say that. There's a pretty big issue with this book, and I thought I was the only person that felt extremely uncomfortable, but I was not, because some of the ratings and reviews and even my friends felt the same uncomfy feeling. Let me back up for a second. This book is stunning, right? We have so many different illustrations. The narration, like I said, was wonderful. We start out where we have Scarlett and we have Tella, who are prepping for like this holiday party, and it's gonna be cute, right? It's full of holiday festive vibe, and Tella is just trying to find a gift for a certain someone who I'm trying not to completely spoil the story for in case you haven't read this series, and she was already kind of in like a crappy mood, so that kind of affected me and put me in a crappy mood. But we have what I assumed to be a cute fluffy romance that turned into a dark romance. Once you're finished with this book, you understand the concept and the purpose of what she was trying to do, but as you're reading it, you as the audience are not supposed to know what's happening, which is what made this extremely uncomfortable. I'm trying to be very vague. This ended up being 2 stars for me. This had so much potential, but this is not the first time I've read a Christmas book that's supposed to be really cheery and really fun, and it turns up being depressing. I was wondering this whole time, where is she taking this? There was a whole like chapter or 2 of 25 pages where I'm like, this is so questionable for a 12 to 16-year-old to pick up. I still do love Stephanie Garber. I'm planning to read Once Upon a Broken Heart series, but this was not it. And you guys know I am always going to give you an honest opinion here on my channel. How in the world did her editors not feel uncomfortable with this? I'm kind of concerned about where young adult is going in general. I understood what she was trying to do, but I'm just wondering why no one is talking about this. Maybe because I'm not a romance reader. I'm not here to dampen anyone's Christmas spirits or mine. I was just very surprised and baffled about what I read. Let's just hope we don't have any more like this, because that was just wow. I also just wanted to share with you guys real quick a little holiday fun package I got from Meggie Moose. I was trying to find either the perfect Christmas sticker style I wanted for my Kindle or like a case that was just perfect, and she had this massive sale, so I ordered a couple things, and of course I have to open it with you guys. First of all, this branding is top notch. Look at how the envelope matches her little card. Like, is that not the coolest thing? Okay, the first things we have are a couple bookmarks. This one I could not pass up. It is so cute. It is this little like gingerbread magnetic bookmark that says library on it. I am obsessed. I love gingerbread anything. First of all, I love the buttery matte feeling of this die cut bookmark, but it has a bunch of different holiday shops on it. The back side also has it on there, so I love that it's double-sided, super sturdy, and the colors are amazing. And then I also could not pass up this Hobbit Shire bookmark, also double-sided, and it's so cute. I'm obsessed. You have all the different Hobbit items on there. And then the thing that I have been dying to get in the mail is this Kindle gingerbread. Like I said, I'm obsessed with gingerbread. Is this clear gingerbread Kindle case? Oh my gosh. Okay, we're putting this on immediately. Hold please. I am obsessed with this. I need just like a little matching pop socket or something, but oh my goodness, this was only like $10. This is actually motivating me to want to read on my Kindle. So oh my gosh, this is so cute. I'm gonna leave her shop in the description below, obviously. I don't know how much holiday stuff she's gonna have left by the time you see this. I also went ahead and bought Everyone This Christmas Has a Secret on my Kindle because I started listening to it on audio earlier, and I was already having a really hard time keeping up with all the characters and just the way he writes in general, and I had some type of like ebook credit thing, but this was completely free. I started listening to it. I'm already really enjoying it. I'm waiting for the Christmassy vibes to come into play at some point. I am probably going to be able to just sit here and read this in one sitting. I will report back when I do just that. a little while since I've updated this vlog. Honestly, around this time of year, it's a little bit tricky with all the holiday festivities and everything. Like, I think I'm gonna have all this time to read, and then I quickly get distracted, or I quickly just get way too busy, which is what happened. But I did end up reading and finishing 2 more books and starting a new one this week, and I have very good thoughts to report, unlike last time with Spectacular. Still kind of bitter about that one, but we're trying to move past it. The book that I think is going to be my favorite out of this entire video is A Holiday by Gaslight. I'm shocked, but I'm also not shocked because I've seen such great and amazing reviews about this one already. It did not disappoint. This is very much out of my comfort zone. I don't read a lot of historical things in general, but that is making me rethink that I really need to in the new year. We have Sophie and Edward Sharpe at the beginning of this book. They call it quits on the relationship until something takes a turn, and Sophie ends up trying to basically kind of fight for his love, and Mr. Sharpe just acts like he doesn't care that they kind of like broke up, but in reality he really does love her. And I love the narration of this. I love when a romance book has dual perspective from the male and female, and let me tell you, Edward Sharpe was so swoony and just so kind and gentle and open-minded, and there was just so much about this book and these characters that I loved so much. We also have an interesting family dynamic because Sophie has a father, mother, and a sister, and I love the sister. She was so sweet, but also kind of like the wild child. I did not like her father, and there's like a whole subplot that I won't get into because I don't want to end up spoiling this for you. I would rather you go into it blind just like I did. There was so much depth to a book that was literally only 165 pages, so if you want to squeeze in anything before Christmas, you're looking for like a short Christmas novella, this is perfect. There is a Christmas party. It was so good. I'm 100% going to be recommending this every single year now. And then I also finished Everyone This Christmas Has a Secret by Benjamin Stevenson, and this was so good. I will say I did predict who I thought was involved with the murder. Basically, you are following our narrator who goes to this type of magic Houdini type of production, and it wasn't what I was really expecting from like a Christmas book. There wasn't really a whole lot of Christmas vibes in general, other than the cast or crew of this theater does this like secret Santa exchange every year, and it's set around Christmas time, and there is one part at the end where I think they're on like a ski lift potentially, so it is kind of wintry in that regard, but otherwise it wasn't extremely Christmassy. But it was also really quick, super captivating. I absolutely loved how he did this book with the whole advent calendar. At the end of each chapter there's a little image of like a door, and there's a word or two that kind of gives you a clue or cues you into who the suspect could potentially be, and kind of how this story all fits together. So I thought that was such a unique aspect and something different that I've never seen in a Christmas book. If you've never read anything by this author before, I feel like this would honestly be a good place to start because you don't have to know what goes on in the first 2 books. There is some gruesome parts in this. I don't want to say they're like content or trigger warnings, but this definitely goes there. There's definitely some parts that were a little bit gory, but I have read worse in other mystery thrillers. Definitely has some intense moments, but honestly, I love this so much. I think I'm gonna end up giving this one like a 4.5 stars. And instead of reading the Courtney Walsh book this year, I think I'm actually gonna save it for next year because we are getting so close to Christmas and I'm getting a little bit burned out on the Christmas books. I'm really craving some romantasy, so I think I'm gonna put that one aside, but I do still want to have a Christmas book, something short I can pick up like Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. So I did start My December Darling by Lauren Asher, and this has been unexpectedly really good. Like, it kind of has me curious in her, what is it called, Billionaire or something series. Our main character's sister is getting married December 30th, which is actually my wedding anniversary, going on 7 years. Crazy. But the guy that her sister is marrying is actually her ex, and the ex is best friends with the guy, Luke or Lucas, that she has like an interest in. I'm not super far in, so I don't really have a lot to report other than that, but I do know that this is set at a hospital, which I really love. It's kind of giving me Yours Truly vibes from Abby Jimenez, just the writing and the setting in general, so I think I'm really gonna end up liking this one. I'm very invested. I'm probably gonna keep reading this Christmas weekend, so I'm hoping that potentially this is another 5-star or close to 5 5-star read. So just to round things up, I ended up giving this a 4.5-ish. Ended up giving Spectacular a 2-star, which was the biggest plot twist of this video. This one a 5-star, Everyone's Christmas Has a Secret 4.5-ish, and we'll see where the Lauren Asher book goes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I had such a fun week just reading Christmas books, spending some cozy time at home, and just kind of slowing down a little bit during such a busy season. So I hope this video helped you to relax or helped you get into the holiday spirit. I hope you guys have an amazing Christmas. I also hope you were able to finish all your Christmas reads on your TBR. We are so close to 2025. I literally cannot believe it. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Merry Christmas, and I will see you in my next video.